Hello everyone. Sorry about not posting any videos for the past 2 days. I was enjoying the Croatian seaside with my girlfriend. And that being said, the next game I prepared for you was played in 2012 in the Washington International Tournament. And it's played between Awonder Liang and Larry Kaufman. Now, Awonder Liang is, he's definitely a prodigy, and he broke a whole lot of world records. He was the first person to ever achieve the rating 2000 in the world. He was the youngest person ever to defeat an international master. He was the youngest person to ever defeat a grandmaster, and he broke a whole lot of records set for the USA area. And this next game I'm going to show you is the game where he defeated a grandmaster, Larry Kaufman, when he was 9 years old. So let's see this game. How does a 9-year-old beat a grandmaster? Awonder Liang is white and the Kaufman is black. So we have e4 by Liang, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, d4, the Scotch, e captures on d4, knight captures on d4, and now knight to f6, the popular Schmidt variation. So we have knight captures on c6, b captures on c6, and now e5 by Liang. Queen to e7, we have queen to e2, and now knight to d5. We have c4, and in this position Kaufman plays knight to b6, but it's also possible to play bishop to a6. If you remember, a couple of days ago I posted the game Garry Kasparov versus Wesley So, and Wesley So went for this bishop to a6 variation. But Kaufman played knight to b6, so we have knight to b2, a5, and now queen to e4. This is a very nice centralizing move by Liang. And black can play something like d5 here, for example, if he wants to, exchange some pawns, and this would probably lead to an equal position. But Kaufman decides to play g6 and develop the bishop by finchering it. So we have g6, bishop to d3, now bishop to g7, knight to f3, defending that e5 pawn, and now queen to b4 check. And now, if I was playing white here, I'd probably go for bishop to d2. Just giving up this b pawn and prepare to castle, and then go for rook to b1 and things like that, which probably Kaufman went for. But Liang decided to play knight back to d2 to defend like this and keep this pawn on b2. So we have castles, and now rook to e8, and now knight back to f3. So this knight kind of went from f3 to d2 to f3, so a lot of tempos for that knight, but the position seems okay. So Kaufman plays d5, and we have queen to h4. And here Kaufman wins a pawn here. He plays knight captures on c4. We have bishop captures on c4 and queen captures on c4. And although it seems Kaufman is up a pawn now, and it seems like Liang can capture his queen now and triple his pawns. But this wouldn't actually be such a big disadvantage for black, as he does have the bishop pair. So after some moves like bishop to f5 and rook to b8, black would be better here. So after queen captures on c4, Liang plays bishop to f4, preserving the queens on the board and preparing some sort of an attack on the king side. We have bishop to d7, rook a to c1, queen to b4, and now a3, offering to give up this b2 pawn to infiltrate the b file and go for rook to b7. But Kaufman already has a pawn, and he's not interested in grabbing another pawn. So he plays queen to f8 to protect this h6 square and prevent any bishop to h6 ideas. So we have rook f to e1, c5, bishop to g5, preparing bishop to f6. We have rook a to b8, attacking that b2 pawn, and now bishop to f6. So we have c4, queen to d4, and this is a very nice centralizing move by the queen, and it's also the reason why black didn't capture this b2 pawn, because of this queen to d4 move, attacking the rook on b2 and also this pawn on d5. So white manages to centralize his queen with a tempo on this d5 pawn, as this stops black from pushing c5, as it has to deal with this threat of capturing on d5. So we have bishop to e6 by Kaufman, and now queen to a7, attacking this c7 pawn and also this a5 pawn. Kaufman plays c5, which is a correct move, and now if white captures on a5, he will simply capture here on b2, and this massive pawn island will be very dangerous. So Liang plays rook to c2, defending that b2 pawn. We have rook to a8, attacking the queen and defending the pawn. Queen to c7, rook to c8, queen to b6, and now bishop captures on f6. We have e captures on f6, and this is the critical position of the game. Black does have this, like I said, a very strong pawn island, and he has this extremely strong passed pawn, that is the pawn on d5, and simply playing d4 here would be okay, and this would probably end up being a winning move for black. But I don't know, he probably underestimated the 9-year-old, and he was a bit too sure of his victory, and well, he played queen to d8, and this was more than enough for the 9-year-old Liang to take the game, as he played rook captures on e6. And already you can see this is, well, quite troublesome for black. The rook has to be captured, the queen cannot be captured as the rook is now protecting it, and well, there is no any move that is better for black. So he plays f captures on e6, and now queen captures on e6 with check. We have king to f8, and also if the king goes to h8, then simply knight to e5 or g5, threatening knight to f7 check. So we have king to f8, and now knight to g5. And already you can see that it's a bit uncomfortable for black here, as this knight is threatening to capture the pawn on h7 with checkmate. So Kaufman has to protect this. He plays rook to a7, protecting that h7 pawn, and now rook to e2. And well, white is better here, but he's not so much better. With precise play, this passed d pawn could still prove to be very, very dangerous. But Kaufman was probably already very upset about throwing the game, as he was a lot better, and he plays queen to d7, and this actually allows a mate in 4 for young Liang. We have knight captures on h7 with check, so the king cannot move. Only move is queen captures on h7, which Kaufman plays. We have queen captures on c8 with check, king to f7, and now white has a forced checkmate in 2 moves, but Liang doesn't go for this. It's I don't know why. He probably saw the other win, so he totally disregarded this. Although it is pretty simple. Queen to e6 check, and after king to f8, simply queen to e8 checkmate. But after king to f7, he played rook to e7 check. Only move, rook captures on e7, now pawn captures on e7, and in this position Kaufman resigned, as this pawn is preparing to become a queen, and well, if the king captures this pawn, then simply queen to c7 is picking up his queen, and this is all over. So yeah, this is the game, and this is what it looks like when a 9-year-old beats a grandmaster. And Liang Awonder is actually 14 years old now, and he already has his 3 grandmaster norms and a FIDE rating of, I think, 2540. So all the conditions are met to achieve his grandmaster title. And well, I don't think he received it yet, but he probably will soon, and when he does, he will become one of the world's youngest grandmasters. So also a nice record for him to break as well. So yeah, this is the game. I do hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, it's been 2 days since I made my last video. I don't even remember what to say anymore. But yeah, you can check 2 of my previous videos here, and that's it. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you soon.